Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Speedy here, and today I have the current global PvP tier list and what I think where the units fall right now as far as the PvP meta. So let's get into it and start talking about them and why I think each unit falls under the place it falls under. So the first one, obviously, it's Blue King. Blue King is literally the most... It's the best unit right now in global, I should say, for both PvE and PvP content. He can petrify, he can heal, he can cleanse. He has an AoE ultimate, which does a lot of damage, and he is definitely deserving to be in the highest ranking right here in the God spot. If you guys disagree with me, let me know, but I'm pretty sure everybody agrees that King is the best unit currently in global. Next, we have Green Jericho. Green Jericho is super good right now because the PvP meta is dominant with King, Diane, and obviously Meliodas if you're running that team, and she is green, so she basically destroys King and Diane. She can hit very hard, she crits a lot, plus her ultimate can one-shot anybody if she gets a crit with it. She has a high chance to crit, and I mean, she just does a lot of damage, and she's basically a counter to King and Diane right now running in PvP. That's why she is deserving to be on the same tier as King right now. Next, we have Blue Diane. Blue Diane is also very good. She's an AoE attacker. She can disable attack skills with her rank 2. She also has an AoE ultimate, which does a lot of damage. Basically, she's comboed up with King. King and Diane are basically a super good team to run because they're both AoE. You get their ultimates right, and you can just wipe the whole enemy field. It doesn't matter if they're green units. If you get them both at the same time, your opponent is basically over with. She's a great unit. She's not in God tier because, I mean, one of her attacks just basically does no damage, and also she's not very tanky when it comes down to it. But overall, she's a great unit. Next, we have Green Counter Meliodas. Green Counter Meliodas is super good. He is a very scary unit to face on global because once he throws up his counter right, you're basically scared to attack him. So if he has his counter up, you really don't want to attack Green Meliodas because he will counter you. Depending on how much HP he has, he can do a lot of damage. Plus, his attack card does a lot of damage, especially if it crits. It's going to do some insane damage. Overall, he is a very good unit, and not to mention his ultimate can also stun for 1 turn, and it does a lot of damage, so he is definitely deserving right now to be in the SS rank. Next, we have the new Merlin. Merlin is super annoying if you face her in PvP, man. She can freeze your units, constantly freeze your units. She does a lot of damage with her attack card as well, and plus her ultimate is nothing to laugh at all. But she's basically there because I've seen some teams of her and Gustav and King that are super annoying to face in PvP, and the whole freezing stuff can kind of come and be a little annoying, so she's definitely deserving that spot. Next, we have Green Elizabeth. Now, Green Elizabeth is also super good. She's a healer. She's one of the better healers, or probably I would say the best healer in the game right now. She doesn't need a rank 2 to heal. She can heal with her rank 1. Also, she does a lot of damage with her attack card as well, and not to mention she can restore ultimate gauge of her ultimate. So she is super good. If you make a crazy heal team with her, a stall team, she becomes very annoying to kill as well. So she's definitely deserving to be in this spot because she is super good, and I've ran into her before, and it took me forever to get past that team. It was super annoying. Next, we have Red Bond. Red Bond is free. If you have Red Bond, you should have some old dupes for him as well that you should have fed into him. He removes ultimate gauge. He hits super hard with his ultimate, plus he has like a free heal for himself. He is very self-sufficient, he is very good to take away ultimates, and he is one of the main units right now that takes away ultimates in the game, so that's why he's super good. Next we have Slater. Okay, that's not Slater. Yeah, next we have Guild Thunder. Guild Thunder is the only booster right now in that you would use. Practically every team runs him, plus also he's right in the back because of his passive skill. He provides defense, so he is super good to be ran on some teams. His attacks doesn't do that much, but if you get his ultimate, he can do some damage. But he's there to provide attack and defense, so he is super good. Next we have Slater, one of the best DPS units currently in the game. He can crit a lot. If he crits, he does a lot of damage. His ultimate does a lot of damage, and he's kind of tanky a little bit, so he's there. if you don't have a good like attacking unit, like if you don't have Green Meliodas, you run Slater, and he is super good. Blue Diane, Blue Diane is actually super good. I think she's super underrated. She can disable, buff, or debuff skill cards in your hand with her level 2, and also she does a lot of damage if you have a buff on you. So she is super good in PvP right now. If you have her, I've seen her run like a few times, and she's actually done some decent damage on me, or even killed a few of my units. So she's definitely deserving to be in the spot. Next we have Red Bond. This Red Bond, Nunchuck Bond, is actually super good. He can rank down your cards. He can do some decent damage, and overall he is a phenomenal unit to run if you don't have a better option. Next, we have Green Ellie Hawk. Green Ellie Hawk is also another great unit. She lowers defense. She's an AoE attacker, and I'm pretty sure if you have her, you have some dupes into her because she is an SR, and she does a lot of damage with her ultimate. Not to mention, she ignores defense with her ultimate, which lets you basically get a free one-shot on almost any unit. And because she is green, she is a counter to, you know, Deanne and King, and she's gonna do a lot of damage to them. She's a great unit for PvP right now. Okay, moving down the list, we have Hauser. Hauser is an AoE attacker. Right now, Hauser in the meta, I mean, he's good, but his AoE, like, attacks don't do too much damage considering he is red and the meta right now is blue. Not to mention there isn't any like anybody to pair him up with. As soon as like Lilia comes out, Hauser becomes a little bit better in the meta, and as soon as more human characters come out because of his passive, he becomes a lot better. But right now he is definitely deserving of the at least A tier. Next we have Arthur. Arthur is another great unit. He's a buffer for your whole team. He can seal, you know, healing of a unit with his level 2 attack card, and his ultimate does some decent damage. But overall, Arthur is not that reliable in PvP because, I mean, he just does not get the job done considering what the meta is right now. Basically, almost every red unit right now suffers in the PvP meta just because of what the PvP meta is dominant right now too, and that is the blue units, such as being King and Diane. So okay, Arthur is still a very good unit. If you don't have anybody better, I guess you can run him, but yeah, he is right there. Okay, so next we have Green Helbram. Helbram is not the best units in PvP, but he is a booster. Let's say if you don't have anybody else like to, you know, boost your team with attack, he is an optional unit to bring. He also does poison with his attack card. It's an AoE attacker, so he does poison everybody. I mean, he can come in handy, and he's a pest on PvP, but he is not like one of the best units. Plus, with his ability and passive skill, he basically gets like one free revive. If you guys do not know, Helbram basically revives himself if he you know, dies, heals 400% of defense when the hero HP is reached to 0. He basically has you know, a revive skill, which I mean, he is decent, you know, he is decent, but not like the best. Okay, next we have Ellie Hawk. Okay, trust me guys, I pulled Ellie Hawk right. I'm like, okay dude, I pulled Ellie Hawk, let me make this PvP team, see how it goes, and then I got absolutely decimated by the King, Diane, and Meliodas combo. She's good, Ellie Hawk is good, the blue Ellie Hawk. It's just right now, because we don't have Gother, and we don't have a card that can rank up, she just does not fit in the meta because her level 1 cards just do not do it. They just do not do it. If you guys don't know what she does, she basically gives defense to all allies who are rank 2. And then she, for every like buff she has, she does amplify damage, which I mean she does more damage with her attack card, which makes her like really good. But right now, because we don't have Gother, we can't rank up that, you know, defense card. She kind of isn't working. She isn't working. I tried to make the team. So the team I made during when I was testing Ellie Hawk, I had Merlin, I had King, and I had Ellie Hawk. And it just wasn't working for whatever reason. She just wasn't doing enough damage, and I needed somebody like that could, you know, help me with that damage because as like I said, as of right now, she does not work. She's an okay unit to use. It's just she's not very good at it. Okay, next we have Gustav. Gustav, obviously his only main reason is to freeze if you want to make that pesky, you know, freeze team that's been running around with Merlin, Gustav, and King. That team is just, I'm telling you guys don't know how terrible PvP can get with some of these teams. Trust me, next week or the following week when the red Hellbrum comes out. Oh my gosh, you guys don't even want to play PvP because it's gonna be Hellbrum, King, and I can see Red Merlin running around, and that team is going to be. You will not want to face that team if you're going on PvP. I'm just gonna let you guys know that. So yeah, so Gustav is there, freeze unit. You can run some like very weird teams with him and all that kind of stuff. Next is the bow guy. I always forget his name. I'm just calling him the bow guy. Okay, I can actually look him up here if I really wanted to, but he seals attack. So he is good. Okay, he's called Wyan something, Wyan Hard. He steals attacks, so disables attack skills. That can actually come very handy in PvP because a lot of units have, you know, attack skills, and he can basically disable them for 1 turn or 2 turns. Unless you cleanse that, I mean, he is very good. He's an AoE attacker with both of his cards, which makes him very, very good. And also, he removes stances. For example, if Meliodas has the counter up, right, he removes the stance. So he is very, very usable. If you don't have a better option, I should say, he is very, very good. Also, he has a very high, you know, attack multiplier of his, you know, ultimate, which, I mean, he can one-shot if he's 6'6", so he is a very decent unit. So I think that's my, okay, one more unit I forgot to talk about. This Red Elizabeth, she's good to run in the back. She's basically a healer in the back, so you heal gradually or each turn. Each passing turn with her. I mean, she is good. If she comes in rotation in the field, I mean, she does have a good attack skill you can use, I guess, but other than her being a healer, she's just there. She's just there to heal. I've seen her on PvP like once or twice, but honestly, I haven't seen her much, but she's there to, you know, heal. Plus, also she disables attack skill with her rank 2, which she could come in handy here and there. So she is very, very usable. That's all, you know, units I've seen or heroes I've seen on PvP as of right now. Let me know if you guys are running a different unit maybe I don't know about, but these are the units I've been seeing running around mostly on PvP. And these are the units I can really talk about and kind of put them in the ranks where they deserve. So that's gonna do it for this PvP tier list, guys. If you guys enjoyed, let me know. I will most likely be making a PvP tier list maybe as soon as like the meta changes. So like I'm guessing like the meta is gonna change with every unit, so I guess it would be like every 2 weeks I can make a PvP tier list, because that's how like the banners are going to work most likely. Actually, Global might get like weekly banners, but every 2 weeks we should have a new unit in Grand Cross, which, I mean, the new unit, unless it's really, really bad, it's gonna change the PvP meta. Because of how good he is. For example, if we get Hellbrum next week, dude, so Hellbrum literally destroys Meliodas. So I feel like if we get Hellbrum next week, Meliodas moves down to S tier. You feel me? Because Hellbrum literally destroys his life, because he can petrify him, he can do a lot of damage to him. It's just a lot of units, you know, move down. I think Jericho with Hellbrum, she moves down a tier as well. So one unit can literally make a drastic change to the whole like PvP meta in the tier list. So like I'm saying, okay, so next week or whenever we get a new unit, I'll probably update this list. And yeah, alright, thank you so much for watching. If you do me a favor, drop a like, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.